Alright, I'm just waiting on the reset. Take about 5 minutes here. And then this little vendor next to me will open. And I'll go buy some stuff. And then get started on my dailies. How the hell is that guy going off the side? What the hell? I didn't know you can go off the side like that. Watch him. He goes off the side into the fucking wall. Like there's a slide going that way, but I don't think there is. What the hell? So weird. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I had a crazy day today. So my cat has been under the weather, right? So I've been trying to be more present with him, and times normally when I'd probably sleep, I'm awake trying to, look after him. And then my mom got sick today. I was just like, oh my gosh. So like basically my whole household, minus myself right now, is ill or under the weather. So trying to caretake for both of them. And yeah, it's just got me drained as hell. I'm not trying to be selfish or anything, but if all your energy's going to that and you're not sleeping and you're worried, of course, yeah, you're just gonna be like exhausted. So right now I'm kind of like not fully present, but I'm gonna try to do what I can, to get this done. So 1 minute. All right, that's cool. Got to see it open live.
Officer, give this Descendant the goods.
Ooh, that's pretty. That color right there. All right. Awesome. I was able to buy everything. Sweet. Okay. What is this one called? Purple. Void Abyss Purple. Alright, that's all bought. So now I sell blueprints. Alright, let me see. I don't think I can sell any others. Damn. Alright, I got as close as I could to the 600. Alright, so yeah, we're all done selling for this week and all that, so I don't have to worry about having to come on to farm or anything for that. That's why it's good to like kind of do it ahead of time. If you can. Pre-registration milestone reward. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm pre-registered. I did that right. Whoa, there's hardly anybody in here. What the heck? Alright. So we gotta do all this crap. Do I have the right VSS stuff on? Yep. do we got today? We'll do this one first.
Descendant. This is a phase separation veil, which uses inversion energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of
I'm like
units of
sleep
data
gaming
per
right
second.
now. I'm not fully
According to
with
the
it.
scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgus artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data. Continue to insert Vulgus artificial brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device, the veil will be neutralized.
Damn, I just hit the wall and I broke that with my ice? Okay. Oh man, I just made that. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I did it. Stick in the center.
Stop right there.
Oops.
Certainly break my shield.
That should be more than enough. I just needed like 2 more.
Take this.
The enemy commander is using the phase separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Watch carefully.
Alright. Oh, he didn't have a fucking chance. Okay, okay.
Descendant. separation veil, which uses inversion energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgus artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data. Continue to insert Vulgus artificial brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device, the veil will be neutralized.
Scatter them.
There we go.
This is ultimate shield. This could get messy.
Oops.
Don't hate me later.
Sorry.
The enemy commander is using the base separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Alright, that should be more than enough.
Don't forget the shield.
What did we get today? Oh, paint selection box. Cool. Excuse me.
Descendant, ancestor drones which give off inversion energy and a container with unidentified archives stored in this location. The enemy aims to artificially combine these two forces to cause an inversion overload explosion. They have also blocked off the entry path with
X
the
on
orbital
bottom,
malignant
circle
tumors.
second. What's this?
First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal the RK stored inside. If I know
Is
the
this one?
ancestors,
I'm just gonna
they
double
will have
check.
already
Yeah,
identified
it's
the
this one.
RK's properties. Just before the explosion happens, find the drone which matches the RK's properties and use it as cover. That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct RK properties, I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Stay where you are.
I hear a dog barking. I wonder where that's coming from. Maybe my neighbors? Okay, so X third. Might be this one. I'm just double checking. Ooh. There's two that might be similar. I hate this one so much. Okay, so square on top. Yeah, it's gotta be this one.
You can't escape.
Yeah, for the last one, I'll matchmake with somebody. So this one's a pain in the ass solo. But got 9 minutes, so I think that's what I see to get gold tier.
Smooth as ice.
The commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors
Triangle
throughout
on
their
top.
body. We need the inversion energy emitter installed on the ancestor drone.
X second.
Shall we race?
Use this one over here. Oh, I killed myself. I should have looked for that third symbol. Damn. Oh well. See, they're tricky. They are tricky. Alright. I'm gonna have to look for the third symbol. Sometimes I just go for the 2 and that can get you killed. Okay, so circle is
We
top.
need the inversion energy emitter installed on the ancestor drone.
X is bottom. Square, circle. Okay. It's gotta be this one. I hope. I don't kill myself again. Alright, there we go. I just gotta constantly keep moving. This guy will throw this poison shit out and he'll probably kill me. There we go. It is rough. This one. It is rough. Alright, we'll matchmake with other people. hear a dog. What time is it? 3:20. It's cooled down significantly. Oh my god. Both my mom and I were struggling to breathe over the past few days because it was either like we were having from other provinces here in Canada, we had in other provinces wildfires blowing like this, you know, smoky air here. Plus, you had like the heat and humidity and pollution and everything. It was just a recipe for disaster. My poor mom, she's been struggling to breathe. I keep asking her, like, do you need me to call 911? Do you need me to, get you to the hospital? And she's like, no, 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 I'm okay, I'm okay. She's somewhat stubborn, but she, I'm like, if you're having trouble breathing, you got to get to the hospital, lady. And she's like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. And so, but yeah, it was hard for me to breathe at times too. Not like that I was wheezing or anything. My mom was. I'm wondering if she has like an asthma. But under her eyes were all puffy and just like her eyes became looking like kind of like tiny slits and stuff. I'm like, is she having an allergic reaction? I can't. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea, right? But I was just like, I hope she's okay. So I've been watching her and that. But thankfully, at least for the next couple of days, that's all calmed down.
Descendant, there are ancestor drones which give us inversion energy and a container with unidentified archives stored on this location.
Okay, so circle on top,
The enemy aims to
square
artificially
third.
combine these two forces to cause an inversion overload explosion. They have also blocked off the entry
over
path
here.
to the Order's malignant tumors.
I
First,
think.
remove the tumor from the container to reveal the archive stored inside. If I know the ancestors, they will have already identified the archive.
Thanks. You guys are gonna have to pick my ass up off the ground. No, maybe not. See, I'm too tired right now. Thankfully, these people are more alert because I am just ready to sleep.
Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Okay, let's go.
Stay where you are.
So triangle on the bottom, square above that. It's this one.
I'll hide you all. Let's look this way. Watch carefully.
The commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors throughout their body.
Okay, triangle seconds.
We need the inversion energy emitter installed on the ancestor drone.
Square bottom. Woo. It's gotta be this one.
My situation is dire.
Okay. This boss is a bitch.
I'm invaded.
I got down. Damn. Somebody else got down too? Shit. Alright. There we go. Done deal. That's brutal. That boss is just so overpowered. I don't like that one. And the Asylum mission, that ice boss, those are the two missions I really, really hate. Because the bosses are just like so overpowered. They need to be like tuned down a bit. But anyway. That was hilarious. Alright, on to the next thing.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Watch carefully.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers. You must attack their point of origin.
Well, today is a day I don't mind being carried. I'm just low energy tired. So, carry me! I'll try to have it where I can now, of course,
Descendant, the transport has dropped a wide-range shaping charge on the ground.
Watch carefully.
We need it to purify the void energy. Prime the detonator with your RK, then hit the detonation device.
Ultimate chill. You can't escape.
but I'm so asleep. You can tell I'm not even recognizing spawn points. Things are just moving so fast. It's a good day though.
Mission complete. All units proceed to transport location. Great work out there.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that guy got his name. What was it, Ed on crack or something? Like, he was using Blair and just burning the shit out of everything. I was like, okay, I'm cool with this today. I want to get stuff done quick. Kind of just like feeling like a zombie right now. Like I'm here, but I'm not really here. I'm like half awake. Alright, get that. Get that. Cool.
Transform!
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
I'm looking for the boss at the time. Sorry. I heard my mom make a sound and it made me get a little freaked out. So I was just checking on her.
We needed to purify the void energy. Prime the detonator with your RK, then hit the detonation device.
Coming up. Smooth as ice.
Elias. Deploying RK. I am the original.
Watch carefully.
Oh my.
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
What is this one? Oh, character XP gain. No. Get rid of that. Alright. I have a feeling because how many people I see like playing and relying on Inez. Like, she's one of my favorite characters, don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know. But, just how overpowered she is in missions, like clearing, I think eventually they're gonna nerf her. And so that's another reason I don't play her. Like, not only because it's not as challenging, it's just like so easy just to throw, you know, circles and all those skills and stuff. But if you become too dependent on a character, I think it can be problematic. You know what I mean? I know I'm using Viessa right now, but she's not as overpowered, I don't think anyways, as some other characters right now. So, yeah. Alright, I gotta do a 400% mission, so I'll just do one of these. I mean, right at this moment, I don't mind being carried. It's just, I think of other people using that character, and I just think that if you become too dependent on something, it's gonna, yeah, be a problem. Like, I was dependent on Bunny, and then I stepped outside my comfort zone with Viessa, you know.
First aid.
Trying to place my fourth. There we go. Where's the toxic green stuff? Where's the Freyna? Okay, finally, I'm seeing some toxic green stuff. It's like, where's Freyna? Where's Valby?
I'll ice you all. One item coming up.
You got one of those obsessive compulsive gas tank exploders.
Scatter them.
Oh man.
Smooth as ice. It's mine.
Alright. Lastly, I have to do a boss battle. I'm gonna do the shoulders today if I can. Just takes me a bit longer. Sometimes I just break them so easy with my guns, though. I'm trying to think. So my secret garden can also break it so easy. I wonder if I don't use a bossing gun. That could be one thing. Like, use this bossing, but my secret garden just like my mobbing gun, maybe? I don't know. I'll try it out.
I am analyzing the void paradox.
Private intercept. Oh, man.
You would. Stop.
Move. It's so hard when he's shooting. Okay, now I gotta leave that alone and let it turn on its own. Come on, turn to gold or yellow. There it goes. During this phase, I don't even worry about breaking the weak point. I try sometimes, but it's just he moves around too much. Eventually, yep, he'll go out of that. There we go.
Here I go.
Okay, got his one kneecap. Alright, had to finish him quick. He was about to do his flying mechanic again. Energy activator, please. No, isn't no. Isn't no. Isn't no. Alright. So I got a bit of time to kill. The only thing I can think of doing is 400% or opening a Morpheus's. I think I'm gonna go with opening a Morpheus's. So I gotta change to my bunny. I guess I'll do... No, I'll see with my mobbing. I saw that Moxie was rebuilding his bunny, it looked like. I don't know if he's gonna do a video, but like I wrote a comment saying, hey, are you reworking on bunny? You're gonna post a video? He totally ignored it. I'm like, oh, nice. And then somebody else was asking like about a Haley build, and but also another question within that too. And he answered that, but he didn't answer about rebuilding Haley. So he doesn't like, I guess, people asking him to create videos or something. But sometimes I think it's good for a content creator to know what his or her community is looking for. Not that I'm dissing him or anything, please don't think that, but you know, I think it's kind of good to sometimes respond and be like, yeah, I'll add it to the list, or yeah, I'll think on that, like, but maybe he's just so busy he doesn't want to promise anything to anybody. But yeah, I think it's good for content creators to know sometimes what their community is looking for as far as builds and stuff, you know, like what characters. And Bunny is like 100% one of the most popular characters. You know, he'd be lying if he said it wasn't. Stirland restricted zone. Okay. Oh, it's this dude. Okay, I remember this guy. Nice black and white outfit. But yeah, that's the second time I've asked him about builds on his stream. I asked him one other time, and he completely ignored that question too. Other times he's responded to me about other stuff, I don't know. But yeah, I just thought it was a little off.
Out of my way!
Like, all it requires is a yes or no answer, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to work on that right now, like, or I'm only able to do this. But, like, his builds are really good. The ones that he does create. It looks like he's trying to use a different bunny reactor, though, now. Looks like there might be a more powerful one or something. I'll have to check his video out that he, you know, worked on today and see what his final results are. I need to know what her arcade tuning is. His looked similar to what I have, but a few changes. But it depends, like, what kind of build you're running to and what you have going on for your build. But he's like the person I turn to, like, as far as like looking up to somebody within this community, as far as builds and everything. You know, he's the person I look up to. I always, like, on my streams and that, I always like say, you guys should check out him. He's got great build videos, you know, and stuff like that. Instead of just saying, oh, like, this is all mine, I created all this, you know. I don't like doing that. Like, I don't think it's proper to kind of like advertise this, you know, to your stream that this build is yours, like, and yours alone, when somebody else came up with it and threw it together and did all the mathematics and all that shit, you know. So that's why I always try to give credit where credit's due. Like, if somebody helps me with something in some way, I'm always, like, you know, shouting them out or trying to, instead of just acting like I'm this, like, build genius or something, which I'm not. Oh my gosh. My tummy is acting weird. Got 19 of these to open. Hegios Dune Base. Where is that? Dune Base over here. Oh, it's this one. This is one with 2 bosses.
Out of my way!
What is here? Okay. Catalyst, nice.
Get out of the way!
It's funny how I used to think some of these bosses were so tough, and then once you get the good builds and stuff, you realize. Let this person get shots on him. Got 3 people here now. It's gonna go super quick.
Get out of the way! Reload! No chance! So slow! Out of my way!
A lot of secret gardens. Oh, Slow just went live. He's probably playing DMZ.
Watch out for the splash!
Where did it go? Oh, it's over here? Oops. My bad. I'm used to being on the other side. All the other balls. Alright.
This one's for you. Here I go. Boing, boing, boing.
I'm way over here. Nothing. Alright. See if this person's gonna join on or not. Yeah. Alright, 3 more times and then I'm done here. Oh, he didn't even spawn in. I didn't even see him spawn in. He died.
Out of my way!
2 more.
No chance!
Thank you for your help. Appreciate it.
Get out of the way! No chance! Get out of the way!
One more. Getting some catalyst. Hell yeah.
So slow!
Alright, last one here. Just trying to kill some time by doing this. Another catalyst, nice. That was good. Alright, let's go back to Albion and then figure out what we're doing next. Oh, new mail has arrived. We might actually be done. Alright, I'm just gonna look. Yep, done. My time limited ones. Cool. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm just gonna clean inventory off stream and then probably grab a quick bite to eat and then head to bed. But thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it was a peaceful, nice stream finally, right? And surprise, surprise, a Friday. It's nice and peaceful. I wouldn't think a Friday of all days would be, but yeah, it's been really nice and chill and zen, which is kind of what I needed anyway, because today was super stressful for me. Had like a full sick household, so yeah, that's never fun. But yeah, if there's days where things get like serious or something, I might be gone. Like you might not see me online or something. But if I'm like gone for weeks at a time, then be concerned. You know what I mean? But I know people might be like, "What the hell? Where'd she go? She normally streams every day." Like, so I'm just warning you in case that happens. That's not my plan, but just in case it happens, you know what's going on, kind of thing. But yeah, it was a very, very nice, peaceful stream. So thank you to everybody I teamed up with. You know, that makes me want to stay part of this community and continue gaming as well. Sometimes, like, you know, some days, some things are just beyond my level. Yesterday I was extremely bitchy. But yeah, it's just, you know, one of the things that annoys me is like what I was kind of talking about yesterday is like I go into missions and I want to be able to at least hit a couple targets, right? A couple NPCs. And, you know, then an Inez or whatever comes in and everything's dead. I mean, Bunny can be like that too sometimes. She can be really overpowered and kind of suck people's fun away. And I remember this streamer who I have on my friends list. Her name's Spicy Mama. I remember her when she played this game. She was Viessa, and she was like always annoyed playing missions where like a bunny would run through and just destroy everything. And then she's like, fuck, like what do I have left to kill? Like, you know, well, she didn't swear. I put my own twist on that, but she'd be like, what do I have left to kill? Everything's dead, you know, these bunnies, man. And so, I kind of understand where she's coming from now because I feel like that way about Inez. Like I love Inez too. She's a great character, but it sort of feels overkill that you know your teammates that are around you don't have anything to kill, right? And then it's essentially like that's when I'm like, okay, I don't want to matchmake. I just want to play solo because I want to feel I can do something. Where some people don't mind like kind of being AFK or just carried all the time, right? But then like what happens when one day you have to be able to handle stuff and you can't because you were always being carried, right? That's kind of how I think of things. So it's kind of like a hard balance, where you want your teammates to be able to feel they can do something too without stealing their fun away from them. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it's, yeah, I understand kind of where she was coming from now, because that's how I feel about Inez. Like, I go into Sigma Sector, and then there's like, you know, a couple of Inezes, and just everything's dead, and then I'm just like, okay, well, where's the challenge? You know? So that's why, like, I mean, right now I switched to Bunny to do the opening of Amorpheus's, but normally, mostly now I'm playing as Viessa. I kind of am staying away from the electrical characters for a bit because I think they're amazing, yes, but they're kind of like super overpowered that like it just sucks everybody else's fun away. That your teammates feel like that they can't do anything and be an active participant, you know? So I'm trying to find a good balance for myself and the people around me that they're comfortable to and have something to shoot and something to do. And it's not something people really think about. Because, yeah, like, other than that, what it feels like to me is, like, just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, right? Like, and what's the point of me being on the game if I can't do anything? The only time I don't mind being carried and having stuff like that happen is, like, say if I'm trying to level up a character. I'm working on a character to, you know, put on catalysts or working on a gun or something, you know, and I need to get my levels, but my character or gun is a little weak and I need the additional assistance, you know. That's when I really do appreciate that kind of situation, you know. But on the regular, when you already have a character that can do a decent amount of damage and, you know, hold their own, it gets frustrating. And I mean, maybe it's just my outlook because I'm somebody coming from single player games, right? Like I used to play Tomb Raider quite religiously. That was my game, and it wasn't until Division 1 specifically, that I entered the world of multiplayer. That was my like doorway, I guess you would say, into the world of multiplayer, and then from there to this game. And Call of Duty a bit after I met somebody in the Division community who introduced me kind of to Call of Duty a little bit more. Like I have a friend, I should say, that she introduced me to it, but it was during Cold War and I just never got into it. It wasn't until I started playing like a little bit of Warzone and Resurgence and seeing how there's like a strategy involved. It's like playing a chess game or something. Like you got to be a smart cookie, and not only a smart cookie, fast. You got to be like Speedy Gonzalez, you know what I mean? Like have really quick reaction time, which unfortunately I'm not blessed with that. But, you know, I appreciate watching like even streamers who have that quick reaction time and are able to, you know, really do amazing in like Warzone. For example, like Metaphor. You know, he's one dude that is just like, wow. But I think he played professionally. Somebody else I watched that played professionally, I think, is TP. And somebody who's good at like multiplayer Call of Duty is The Mark of a Hero. I haven't been in one of his streams in some time just because I dropped kind of Call of Duty. I only play Resurgence or whatever once in a while. But I haven't played it in a bit of time. Probably the last time I played it might have been with Grip. And yeah, he was taking this month off, so. But he said August he'll be back to start farming the new stuff and new characters and that. So I've been leaving Grip alone to do his own thing, you know. It's like we kind of have that understanding, like both Grip and I and MCP and I, like we kind of have that understanding that we're kind of coming from the world of being mostly like solo players, I would say, and then once in a while enjoying multiplayer or squatting up, you know. And so we kind of have that understanding amongst each other that, like, we'll give each other space to do our own thing and not suffocate. That's one thing that drove me nuts and is a huge red flag for me, is like there would be people that I would, want to friend me on this game, and, I would add them. But then every single time I would sign on, they're sending me a text message, and just not giving me my space. Like, I don't mind playing once in a while, but when you're texting me every single day, that's when I have issues, with that. And yeah, I do have issues too as far as social anxiety disorder. I need my space. I'm not like everybody else. Like, I'm not an extrovert and stuff. When I'm around too many people for too long, it drains my energy big time. I need to go recharge and kind of go into hermit mode. And people find that incredibly odd. They're like, oh, that is so strange. But that's me. So I'm trying to explain to you guys kind of who I am and what I'm about. So you understand. I enjoy playing solo most of the time. But, like, I have a couple, really good friends that I'll squad up with once in a while, and we'll have fun. So look forward to that, hopefully, as long as plans stay the same and nothing major happens. Look forward to that in August. Grip and I will be playing this, and farming for those new characters and stuff. But, yeah. Alrighty then, guys. Have a good night, and I will catch you when I'm next able to come on. Alright. Peace out.